Hello, people of the internet. Board Zach here. Welcome back to yet another YouTube video. And in today's video, we are here with yet another custom Lego Minecraft Micro World expansion, and probably my favorite one yet. This is the Nether Biomes. So obviously, there is an official Nether Micro World set. I don't have it yet, but as with the forest and the village, you will see it connected in future updates. That came out long before the Nether had any biomes at all. The Nether had a single biome, which is now the Nether Wastes, and that was it. So I knew setting into the micro world, I do enjoy the Nether quite a lot, so I knew that I wanted to translate all of the additional biomes into the micro world format. Now, what I didn't know is that they would all be one module. Sorry, I'm just fiddling with stuff. I just realized recently, you actually could fit all of the additional biomes into one micro world module. So that was exactly the challenge setting off with this build, was to fit all 4 additional biomes in, and you're looking at all 4 now, and there is some additional detailing on the back of the module as always. So without wasting any more time, I am going to go ahead and get into this build by separating it into the 4 modules. So the way the Nether micro world worked, if you're not familiar, it is not like our other micro world expansions where there are 2 layers and you disconnect a layer and access the underground. These sets are just a complete module built however tall you want to build it, and that's what you're working with. So going off of that, I did the same thing, and I wanted to again get all 4 of the biomes in. So I figured the way to do that would be have warped forest elevated and the other biomes down in the lava as you find them in the game. So the first biome here, I am going to move this lava spillage because it makes it easier to see, is the basalt delta. Obviously, if you're working in this small of a scale, there's not, sorry, I'm struggling with holding my phone. There's not very many satisfying ways to recreate the detail of the basalt delta in such a small scale. So I didn't really try to. I let this just be a simpler module that shows off the gray spikes, the elevated look of the basalt delta. There is some of the black blocks in here. I'm not sure exactly what those are called. My terminology gets bad with a lot of this stuff. And then I also wanted to make sure to include netherite, because netherite is obviously the big update with the Nether, is such a powerful ore. Got some glowstone back in there as it was represented in the original set, and just some stone in general. And then some lava spilling down into a pool, which obviously comes from the warped forest up top. So you can see a little bit of the crimson forest creeping in there. But what we have here is the beginning, the entrance to a warped forest that is quite packed with foliage and detail. So as you can see here, we have one of the little mushrooms that you find in the warped forest, represented just with 2 little pieces. These clips represent the grass, like the plant life, and then we have some of the larger vines here, just using a couple plates, some studs, and another clip. And then obviously something I wanted to capture was the kind of chaotic, messy nature of these trees in the warped forest and crimson forest. So I made sure to use studs in there to capture that. And you can see a vine growing down the side of the tree in there, which looks pretty good, I think. And you can see the shroom light on the bottom there, which are on a lot of the trees in here. And then we have the beginning of the crimson forest, but before we get into that, beneath it is the Soul Sand Valley. So the Soul Sand Valley is actually my favorite Minecraft Nether biome. Honestly, I just like the atmosphere, and I liked building with it in Lego because it was an excuse to use dark brown, which is a pain to work in because it's a more rare color and I don't have a lot of it, but I still made it work. And then we have some of the larger bone that you find in the Soul Sand Valley. So here's one of the bone blocks, and then the larger rib formation, and lots of glowstone down in here. Some more netherite and lava pooling down around. Obviously, Soul Sand Valleys, you find them low, down by the lava typically. So I figured that was a good place to put our Lego micro version. And then up here, as I said, is the beginning of the Crimson Forest. Obviously, one thing I did was I used a lot of these flame pieces throughout the build to represent how a lot of the Nether will be on fire kind of perpetually. And I thought that was something that could really tie the Crimson Forest specifically together by adding a lot more color and variation to the build. There is a mushroom in the respective crimson colors. Some stone blocks in here to mirror the official Microworld set. A little bit of our warped forest creeping in. Another lava spire. And that is largely what you find in this module. I'm not sure why my phone... Yeah, there we go again. It's having focusing problems, but there we go. You put those two together and you have the beginning of the Nether micro world. Now here is one of the back modules, and I will flip it around in a moment, but I want to show it from the front. We have more of the warped forest here with the shroom lights, the tree build, and the mushrooms in there, and then some more stone block and some more grass and vines. And then on the back here is our bastion. Now I couldn't do the bastion as big as it is in game. Obviously it would be a very hard build to do justice in the micro scale, so I just wanted to use a bit of that biome, or not even a biome, just a bit of that structure to support this build. And both of these back modules together create our bastion, so it can be a bit of a larger formation. One thing that will kind of counter itself when this is combined to the official model, Lego did unfortunately use black for their Nether Fortress in the official set, so what you're left with is having to use both. I thought of different colors I could use for this, but I didn't want to make my build less accurate because Legos is, just because Legos, it's an old set, it's 10 years old, so you kind of expect that stuff. You can see one of the pathways down there through the lava, another lava spire, and some of the plants growing back there. I'm not familiar with the term, but yeah, you can see those growing back there. A bit of the overhang there. And then this module here is more of the Crimson Forest. You can see some vines on the tree. These ones have the shroom lights on top just because I wanted to add some height to this part of the build, and I thought it looked pretty good. Some more fire and stone. On the back here, you can see more of the crimson, or the warped forest peeking in. And then the bottom of the bastion here is where the hoglins would be protecting their gold. There is some gold down there, and it's surrounded by lava. That's a little island, so if you wanted to steal their gold, you'd have to be risky and jump down there, and probably have to fight them. So that would not be too fun. So, putting all the modules back together, you have the completed Nether biomes, and I'm very happy with how these look all added up. And here is a complete look at the back. Since I did not show that earlier, my apologies for that. So yeah, this is the complete build, and I have to say, like I said, this might be my favorite of the builds. It's definitely one of my favorites. I'm really happy I was able to capture all 4 of the biomes in such a small space. Unless they add more biomes to the Nether, I think the micro-world Nether will be as simple as the official set connected to this. I don't really see the need to do more unless, again, they put more in the official game. So yeah, with that all being said, that about wraps up the model. And for now, this is the last one I have built. I can't promise that another one will come out next week, but I also don't want to say that it won't, because I'm filming this so far in advance. It is very possible that I have another one built by then. So stay tuned. The micro world will continue in the future. Regardless, there will be a video when the Nether original Nether set shows up, and I want to show these combined when we eventually integrate the Cherry Grove, and just to further show the development of the overworld. So yeah, that pretty much sums up this build, and thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the video. As always, thank you so much for the support. It is always appreciated, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.